Hi, I'm Danielle from Wendell Woodworks, and today I'm going to cut a few nativities for the Christmas season, and I'm going to show you how. So I have a free printable template down below for this mini one that I'm going to make today, and then a link to my full-size nativity pattern on Etsy in the video description if you want to make a bigger one and add some animals and trees. Today I'm making some minis out of some reclaimed pallet wood that I was able to get off of Facebook Marketplace. I have some great oak boards, but I also have these beauties. I'm not sure what kind of wood this is, so feel free to comment below if you know and help educate me. I just know they're pretty. So these boards are about 6 inches wide, so if you're buying the wood for this pattern, you can fit it on a 6-inch board. Last year I made some with poplar wood, and those are really pretty too. So to get started, I printed off my pattern, and I first cover my board with transfer paper. You can also do this with painter's tape, and then you can glue the pattern right onto that. And then it's ready to take downstairs to the shop to cut. So first we're going to choose a blade, and I'm going to go with my overall favorite, a number 5 modified geometry blade from Pegasus. You can also use a number 3 here, but I wouldn't use anything bigger because the blade needs to be flexible and really small in order to make the tight turns and curves in one cut. Now today I'm going to be cutting this straight, but you also have the option to bevel your cut a couple degrees. This will make the back of your pieces a little bit wider than the front, allowing the pieces to push out and kind of stick out, but not go all the way through. On the Pegasus, it's as easy as loosening and turning this knob down below, which then turns the cutting arm. But if you want your pieces to be able to go through front and back easily, then just keep your bevel at 0 degrees and make sure that your blade is square. If you are beveling, you want to make sure that you start each cut on the left side and then reset your angle back to 0 degrees for the outer tree. But there's no real order that you need to cut in. I'm going to start by cutting in the middle and cutting out the manger first, and then I'll make my way out. Because there's no real room for error with this, just turn down the speed and take it slow. Whenever you get to a curve, you can stop the momentum and turn the piece to make sure the blade is headed in the right direction before you push it through to cut any further. If you find yourself getting off track a bit, just don't panic. You can try to pause and envision a new correcting line to follow, but there aren't any throwaway pieces since they all fit together. So you have to carry onward and see how it turns out at the end. I actually realized as I was cutting that with these minis, I tend to shorten the knees of Mary and Joseph just a bit to make sure that there's plenty of wood between Mary and Joseph and the manger to make that middle background piece less likely to break. Now that the pieces are cut, I'm going to make a pilot hole in my star, and I will cut those points. I'm going to keep the corners sharp by hitting the corners from both ends rather than turning the blade. And finally, I'll cut out the tree, and just like with the star, I'm going to hit the corners from both sides to keep them sharp. And to finalize, I'm going to sand all of the pieces with 220 grit. The great thing about these modified geometry blades is that they require very little sanding at the end. I actually pre-sanded my board before applying my pattern, so I just softened up the edges a bit and it was good. Then I seal with a spray shellac. I love this finish because it makes it really shiny and smooth, and the spray makes it really easy. You just have to make sure that you hit it from all sides to get all those angles, but don't spray too heavy. You can always just reapply after a little drying time. So here's the finished project. I love this simple rustic look, and I think it makes a great gift or addition to any celebrating home. Thank you for watching. You can always subscribe to my channel for more scroll saw tutorials and woodworking tips. Happy scrolling and Merry Christmas.